Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So this topic today is I'm just going to talk about how I even came to yoga and just how this all started for me and how I even um, kind of got to where I am now. So I started off my career in something so opposite of yoga. I was a CPA, a public accountant at one of the big four in San Jose. And I did that because, of course, if I'm just going to make a little joke here, and please don't take it personally, but if you are Asian and you have parents who are the first generation that came to America, the number one thing is they want you to have a job that's stable, that you can make tons of money and support yourself. Not saying that I was making tons as a entry level public accountant, but it was stable, and I did make friends. Through that career. But I just hated it. I hated it. I was there for maybe 2 years, maybe even less. And I went to private, or I went to another corporation where I was in the tax department. And I thought that the reason why I was miserable is because of the location that I was in, which was not true. Now looking back, I was in San Jose, California, and I was like, okay, maybe I just need to be a big city girl. And I've always dreamed about being in a city. So then I chose to go to another job doing the same thing, tax, but it was in San Francisco. And it was awesome being in San Francisco. And I just love California in general. It does have its downs as far as like how expensive it is. But I loved it because I got to see other people that looked like me because there wasn't that many Asians where I was from, and a lot of people made fun of me just for me being Asian from where I'm from. So I was happy to move to California, San Jose, San Francisco, where there were a lot of people that actually were similar to me. So even though I was in San Francisco in the city doing my tax job, I still freaking hated it. But I knew that the city was so beautiful and there were so many events and things to do. Oops, excuse me. And so um, then I was like, I really hate this. I need to. There's something more that I know that I'm capable of doing, and I felt that the work that I was doing was very remedial, even though I got most of it wrong. I just wasn't good at it, and I hated just being micromanaged. And at that time, I was online dating. So I was online dating, thinking that also would fulfill that little part of me that I felt was missing. And then I didn't have much, but I saved a little bit. And I decided I'm just going to quit my job. Didn't tell my parents. And I should rewind back. So during me working, just starting my career off with accounting, um, I used to be in an art school. I danced. I did all like ballet, jazz, tap, all throughout my life, all the way up until college. And I stopped when I started to do my corporate job. And once in a while, I would find time to go to yoga. So I would go to yoga, and I remember the first time I went to yoga, they made us sing. And I was like, oh, this is weird. And then I also thought, oh, I'm going to be so good at this because I used to do dance. But being in the corporate job for so long and not having time to go consistently to something where I can move my body, the first class I took, I was terrible. And it surprised me, it shook me because I used to be one of the best dancers in my class. And I was like, what the hell is going on? And from then I knew something has changed just with what I really love and just with my body from being in a corporate job for so long. So I quit my job and I was like, okay, I'm going to do all the things that I love, um, and just see how it goes and then maybe apply for another job later. So I continued online dating, things that I love. And then I really liked reading. So I got a library card and I went to the San Francisco Library often and got a bunch of books. Um, and then I went back to yoga. I went back to yoga. So I'm in yoga and then I'm also seeing this one guy. And then, you know, I started to do things just on a regular basis like that, and I would give myself time to brainstorm some business ideas because I really hate people telling me what to do. Only getting an hour for lunch, and then also being fake. Being fake to my boss just so they can keep me in the job, stuff like that, and just not being myself. So the guy I was dating was like, "Why don't you move in with me and you can continue on your like little soul journey?" And I was like, "Okay." But you know, everything happens for a reason. That relationship was terrible, but it was a reflection of what I needed to resolve in myself. So maybe I'll make a separate YouTube video of how my love life and how things kind of transpired and how I'm able to be with the incredible man that I am with now. I mean, everything, even the bad, actually leads you to what the things that are meant for you. And I truly, truly, truly believe it. But at that time, I was like, oh, I effed up. Like, this guy sucks. But but the point is, he helped me, you know, I moved in with him. I didn't have to pay for any of the bills, and I just invested in going to yoga teacher training. So I started to do yoga a ton. Then I went to yoga teacher training. I got my certificate at Yoga Tree in San Francisco, which has now shut down. It was 200-hour training, and during that training, I was a complete mess. I mean, I don't think I got much out. I did get some out of it, but at the same time, I didn't because it was a huge life change. I didn't have a job. I was completely reliant on my boyfriend at the time. And I was just a mess. And you can just tell it just transpired in the relationship. But anyway, that relationship and that yoga teacher training, um, I was like emotional mess. So it was hard for me to pay attention. But when I did pay attention and I did read the books, I was able to do my self discovery and find out all the misconceptions, things that I would think about myself or just repetitive and negative thoughts. And the yoga class, the yoga philosophy really helped me get a better handle on myself and how to be just like a better person in my higher self. So with that, I continued to do the yoga thing for a while and all the way up until now. And this is like the first time I actually, started to do like the YouTube stuff, just because, I don't have anyone to share what I learned um, with besides my students here and there. But, when you have a class, I don't want to sit and listen to a long story. They actually want to move. So, so yeah, that's how I got into yoga. And ever since I learned about yoga, um, reading the books and philosophy, and not even just yoga books, even just like normal spiritual books, really helped me become a better person. I'm more awake, more conscious, and hopefully I'm able to bring light into your lives, people around me, and I'm not this like dark, heavy cloud that I used to be. So, anyways, that's my story on how I became a yoga teacher, what led me there, and yeah, more to come.